I failed a lot in my life. I failed at relationships. I failed at work. But here's the thing. I haven't failed nearly enough as I'd like to fail.
What?
I want to fail even more. Think I'm crazy? Tell me something. What motivates you to achieve your goals or to do anything in life? Many of you might say it's the benefits, of course. I mean, it's to achieve things that make me happier and more comfortable. But here's my question, right? How do you really know what happiness is? What's the difference between joy and pain? It's the contrast. It's the fact that pain exists in the first place, because without it, we really wouldn't know what happiness really is. You'll know about the concept of yin and yang, that there is always an equal and opposite to everything in life, and this creates balance. Therefore, there can be no sweet without sour. There can be no love without hate, no good without the bad. They all need their opposite to exist. Therefore, you cannot experience success without failure. They are both an inevitable package deal. So if you truly want to be successful, you need to start accepting failure as an inevitable part of the process. Therefore, it should be pretty obvious to you that pain has to be the greatest motivator in achieving success. And that is precisely why failure is the greatest teacher of all. It teaches you what success is not, so that you can know what it really is, and more importantly, how to get it. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but you need to start seeking out pain, failure, and discomfort if you ever truly want to be happy and successful. Now, you might argue and say, but Niall, surely I can become successful just by learning from the failures of others, right? There's a quote for that somewhere. I'm sure there is. I don't believe that this quote is always truth, simply because information alone is not enough to teach you a valuable lesson. We tend to forget that sometimes you also need a little thing called experience. Sometimes to learn a valuable lesson, you need to experience the personal pain for yourself. I recently recorded a video discussing the importance of being down bad in order to truly appreciate success, healthiness, and happiness. And if you want to check that out, I'll link it up right above. So I recently went through a bit of a life lesson experience myself, so to speak. And this story is actually not about me. It's actually about my bro, Josh. Every now and again, Josh and I hit the gym together for a workout. And on one sunny Thursday afternoon, the unthinkable happened. We had a bit of a gym emergency. It was pretty bad. Now, Josh was having a PR day. So essentially, he was trying to break the records that he had previously set in all his lifts. And I got to admit, my homie was killing it, bro. Like, he was smashing those workouts. He was really doing well. It was leg day, right? And eventually, Josh and I decided to hit the squat rack. And this is where it went bad for both of us. So we get to the squat rack and you know what? I'm just going to show you the clip. This is exactly what went down.
Why are you running? Bruh.
It was at this moment that he knew he f***ed up.
Now, I know the video doesn't look all that bad, but trust me when I say Josh's fingers took some pretty serious damage. So I'm going to put some pictures up on screen right now just to show you how serious the injury was. So if you're squeamish, this is your time to look away.
It's only a game.
Needless to say, Josh and I both failed the situation in our own kind of way. And so here's Josh himself to tell you how this event impacted him, but more importantly, what he learned from this failure.
What's up, bitches?
It's not a speech, bro. You're just talking.
So guys, I couldn't find any finger covers, so now I'll leave me a condom. He says this is no longer, only gets to halfway, so...
Asshole.
How do you wear your clothes? Huh? Wear your clothes.
Where your clothes at?
Can I take my pants off? To get it.
So
While I was standing in front of the squat rack again recently, I thought about all the lessons I learned from being admitted into hospital because of careless technique and ego lifting. I'm sure, as you all saw in the video, that the bar rolled off of my neck because it was too heavy and my fingers got caught underneath the bar, and the bar crushed my fingers because I was holding the bar incorrectly. These two careless mistakes led to my moments of failure. I'll be honest with you. This moment created a massive mental block for me, and it did cause some trauma. Then it suddenly hit me that 3 weeks ago, I was in hospital, and now I'm here again, overcoming this mistake to become a better and stronger version of myself. And even though I was afraid, I knew this is what I had to do. And this is what you need to do to overcome failure. And so many people said to me, "You're an idiot, bro. Stop trying to lift like a bodybuilder." But I didn't listen to those because I know that there's no mistakes in life, but only lessons. This whole experience has showed me that I am so much more than my mistakes. That even though I lost the use of 2 of my fingers for a while, I learned how to live and how to thrive despite the fact of my injury.
And he still had 8 more ladies.
8 more ladies, boy! I realized that you can honestly do anything you put your mind to, as long as you don't give up and you don't let the fear of failure keep you down. I'm so grateful for this lesson, and I know that in 2 months' time, I'll be back in the gym absolutely destroying this PR. And hopefully by that time, Niall has learned how to spot correctly. Look at your mistakes as water for your ego and petrol for your motivation.
To these people as well.
Jesus Christ.
Because we're going to get a video of that PR bitch, and we're going to literally put up round 2
Round
of
2,
this man.
baby. Part 2 coming, baby. Part 2 coming.
And get the hell out of my chair.
Yeah.
Go home.
Oh.
Go home, it's my turn. I can remember watching Josh walk up to that squat rack, and I'm not going to lie, I was super confident in my bro's ability to lift that weight. Like I said, I just seen him 5 minutes ago killing PRs on so many other exercises. I had no doubts in my mind that he would pull this off. But I too made one critical mistake. I did not support Josh correctly on his lift. I can't really explain it, but something in the pit of my stomach, something at the back of my head was saying to me, "Niall, get behind Josh while he does the lift so that he doesn't hurt himself." It was this subtle little voice, but make no mistake, that voice was there, and I didn't listen to it. I thought that my blind confidence in my friend's ability was enough to protect him from a possible accident, and I paid the price in seeing him hurt himself because of my carelessness in not supporting him. I'm not going to lie to you, I spent many a night just lying awake in bed, looking at my ceiling, thinking about the fact that I was a horrible friend. You know, I had literally allowed my friend to get seriously hurt, all because I did not stand behind him and support him. I now know for a fact that the next time I'm asked or expected to support somebody, whether that's during a gym lift or even in any kind of life event, I know that I'm going to be there for that friend. Purely because I have now gone through an experience where I let my friend down and I suffered the consequences of knowing that he got hurt because of me. And I will never make that mistake again. You need the experience to learn the lesson. I'm sorry, brother. I really, really am. But he still loves me, so it's okay. I know too many of his secrets. So now that we understand the importance of failure, how do we go about using that to our advantage? As we established earlier, knowing is only half the battle. We also need experience. Therefore, we can use both real pain and imagined pain in order to motivate us. Now, most people will go about achieving their goals by motivating themselves with the pros and the benefits of that situation. But this is actually wrong. It is scientifically proven that it is far better to actually motivate somebody with pain and the fear of loss than it is to actually motivate them with the desire to benefit. Therefore, if you aren't currently experiencing pain, which is obviously the ideal situation, never thought I'd use pain as an ideal situation, but here you go. You need to write down your goals, and then instead of writing down the benefits of achieving that goal, you need to write down the consequences of not. Earlier, I mentioned how experiencing failure is actually the ideal situation to motivate you, but many of you may not actually be experiencing failure at all in your life. And you may be wondering, how do I reap the benefits if failure is just not there? If you aren't experiencing failure, I challenge you to ask the question, why? Don't get mad at me here, but it might just mean that you aren't exactly trying hard enough. Maybe it means that you are playing it too small in your own life. Maybe it's time to start batting in the big leagues. Maybe it's time to start taking the risks, going for the higher, more lofty goals. That is how you experience failure, but more importantly, how you learn the ability to achieve success. You need to figure out how you can stop being so damn afraid of failure, because if you keep on playing it small in life, you will only ever get life's small rewards. Now, if you're weird like me and you want a more philosophical motivator, hear this one out. I would argue that most people think that they want a safe, comfortable life. If you're here on this video trying to improve yourself, trying to become a better human being, I believe that you want a high contrast life. Then you want to experience the full range of emotion, because that is what makes you a rich and interesting human being. I mean, who really wants a boring and bland life, a story that could so easily be forgotten? What do you want the story of your life to sound like to your grandkids? Do you want it to be boring? Or do you want it to be an adventurous tale of trials and tribulations and lessons learned that they can proudly pass on to their grandkids one day? And come on, bro, be honest with me. At the end of the day, what could be worse? I mean, experiencing a little bit of failure here and there, feeling a bit uncomfortable for a while, or dying with the pain of permanent regret. Remember this, if you fail, at least you know that you really tried. But there's no cure for the pain of never knowing what might have been. That shit will go to the grave with you. Moral of the story, kids, don't only get comfortable with discomfort, but seek it out. Actually embrace it. And when I say this, I truly say this with love, but I hope you suffer.